Hello, guys, and welcome to another collaborator podcast episode. Today, I'm joined by Kasra Dash, SEO specialist, who is an expert in iGaming SEO, and also he is the founder of Masterminds, which will be in Manchester in the end of June. And by promo code collaborator, first two people can gain a discount for the tickets. So today we are talking about what you should focus on when you start your iGaming websites, a few funny stories about Kasra experience in this field. We will also cover a little bit of technical SEO. Of course, we will talk about AI, and we will talk about what geos should you focus on the next few years. Enjoy this video. Let's go.
So the Masterminders is on the 27th of June. It is in Manchester.
And do you have any tickets for today?
If anybody wants a ticket for 40% off, we'll do the first two people that buy. If they use discount code collaborator,
Woohoo!
they'll get 40% off.
Thank you. Just to start our discussion about iGaming and SEO, I would like to ask you a few quick questions, if you don't mind, just to warm up.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, what the best geography for today to start an affiliate site for Casino?
So some people would assume that it's like the UK, but it's actually not because of how the UK laws set up. Previously, like when I first got into iGaming in the UK, you could do like, let's say 5 reels and you could like lose very quickly on the 5 reels. So like you could do £10, £10, £10, press spin, and that's £40 that I've just lost. There's now a limit to that in the UK. So I think they've capped it at like £1. So to lose £100, it just takes a lot longer. And for some of the people that are listening that have never done any iGaming SEO, as an affiliate, you're paid out on people's losses, not on their wins. So technically, you also lose if somebody does win. Like there's been some times where we've sent a big player to a brand and he's went and won like 12K, and that actually puts our affiliate account in the negative. So he's just basically done us dirty. Some geos at the minute that people are focusing a little bit more on are like the Brazils of the world. Argentina does really well. Like anywhere in like South America is pretty decent. I know that Canada right now is starting to pick up right now. And there's a few other markets like Turkey and stuff that's pretty decent.
Okay. I think actually that UK is one of the most expensive countries to start. I think just because of the cost of link building and content and competition.
I mean, like it can be done on like a lower budget. It's like I've seen it at times where like affiliate managers for like William Hill or affiliate managers for like a big brand, because they know where the traffic's coming from and they know where like the highest LTV players are coming from. They know which keywords to go after. And in some cases, it's not just trying to rank for like best bingo sites or new bingo sites or new slot sites, for example. It's the super long tails and doing it for every single brand. So it can be done, but again, when I say like lower budget, it's still like quite a hefty amount you need to spend.
Okay. So my next question: one black hat technique that you secretly admire but would never recommend in public.
The DMCA takedown. So you can basically take down somebody's website, and that would basically take down this. Like, so I've never personally done this, and I'm being 100% honest here. I've never done it because I don't condone negative SEO, even though it happens in iGaming, it happens in porn, it literally just happens in a lot of like the adult industries. But what some of the guys basically do is they'll wait for like a big event, like let's say for example it's, I don't know, Conor McGregor's fighting this weekend. They'll do a DMCA takedown. literally or a few days before the fight, and by the time you get your website back up, like it's
Mhm.
after the fight anyway. So for big events like that, it definitely does do a lot of damage. But again, I don't know how to do it. I'm not condoning how to do it, and I don't recommend doing it either. We used to do, like, back in the day, like, you would post something on Facebook and it would just go viral for all the wrong reasons. So we used to say stuff like, "Oh yeah, if you build links to your htaccess file, it helps you rank higher," and like links 200 pixels to the left. There are a lot of myths. This is why I think that the number one thing you can do as an SEO is test, like build out a test website and break it. Like that's one thing that we tell all of our team. Like, don't be afraid to go and get a manual action. Don't be afraid to go and get your website penalized. We actually want you to get the websites penalized, because then we can see, okay, this is the limit. This is how many articles we can build out. This is how many backlinks we can do. A lot of people just don't do any testing and they believe anything.
Yeah, totally agree. I think that for iGaming SEO and another great head niches, it's super important to test as much as you can, because you can build 10 websites and one will survive and bring you revenue, but 9 were done just for test. And the more websites you build for testing, the more experience you can achieve, and test as much as you can. Next question. If SEO disappeared tomorrow, what would you bet on instead?
Probably Facebook ads, like social media. Like the thing is, a lot of people forget that, like, I used to run like a very successful Facebook ads agency prior to the iOS update. Like, I think
Mhm.
I've got maybe like £4 or £5 million spent on an ad account. Um, so I know my way around Facebook ads. I've just not done it for two. Like, I mean, I'm doing it for like the masterminders and stuff, but yeah, I think that's where I would go, because again, it's very similar strategy. You're trying to get leads for a business, or you're trying to to generate more revenue using social ads. So that's what I would be doing.
I saw one of your quite old video where you said that when you started, in general, you teach a little bit of social ads, a little bit of SEO, a little bit of link building. So you're kind of person who try to test by yourself, right?
It's not easy to be successful. It comes with hard work.
When you talk with the SEO who working as in-house specialists for iGaming companies, they really have a huge afraid of doing mistakes, because I think it's the very, very huge difference when you are as in-house SEO or when you're doing it by yourself, because you're responsible for company's money, company's budget, company's responsibilities, and you have a team, you have decision makers. So in this video, I would like to inspire people with your thoughts. How do not be afraid, because iGaming is so tough niche. I mean, it's really hard to achieve. I remember I also had some experience in iGaming, and I remember how much time I spent just to hire a good writer for iGaming. When you're creating even an outline for a text, you should go to every brand, read their policies, read their support materials, learn a lot about how to make a deposit, etc. You really should know everything about the niche which you're working with. Do you play, by the way? No?
No.
Okay.
If you ask like a lot of the affiliate managers, they will give you like a test account. It's not got any money or anything, but it's kind of like a portal you can log into, and you can take like screenshots for your content. It's just better supporting the actual content itself.
So coming back to your failures when you started your journey, when you realized for the first time ever that you can basically earn for your living with SEO? how it was?
I've said in multiple podcasts before, like, I think I was doing SEO for like maybe 3 or 4 years until I realized actually I'm a really good SEO. I know how to write, or I know the ins and outs of content. I know how to get featured snippets. I know how to manipulate LLMs. So the very first time I had that feeling was when we were able to get featured snippets. We were able to, from page 2, get featured snippets. The second time would have been where we launched a iGaming website and we were able to like rank it within 1 year. In the UK, very difficult keywords, very difficult competitors. Like we had like the likes of the Sun, Daily Mail, Telegraph. We outranked them. Those were the two highlights I would probably say. This probably isn't just on iGaming. I'm going to say that this is like a popular mistake in SEO, full stop. But the one that stands out is internal linking. I feel like internal linking is so overlooked, to the point where if you were to build like just some decent internal links, it's almost as powerful, if not more powerful, than buying backlinks. Because a lot of the time, I'll be out like we recently done an audit on like a 1,700 page website. Like the website is like almost as old as I am. But anyway, the they just didn't have they had internal links, but they just didn't have enough internal links. Their internal linking strategy was just not great at all. Just by adding internal links to like some of your high earning pages, that can definitely help. Another thing that will definitely help is doing like a topical map. So looking at which pages you don't have on your website, looking at which pages your competitors have. And it's also pretty important to pick out the right competitors. Like, don't just go in and don't just go, like, let's say, for example, we're ranking position 4 for our money term or one of our money terms. Don't just go and look at positions 1, 2, and 3 and see which
Mhm.
pages they have. You need to try and pinpoint the websites that are most in line with you. Because again,
Yeah.
in iGaming, for example, the Telegraph might be one of your competitors. Does that mean you need to go and build out 70,000 news related articles?
Mhm.
No. So pick out the right competitors, make certain it aligns with your brand, and yeah, internal links.
Yeah, totally agree. Just let's stop on it and describe a little bit more. So first,
One more, one more,
oh,
one more.
okay, yeah,
Technical SEO as well. So like
yeah, for sure.
again, this is like the fundamentals, right? But
Mhm.
there's let's say myself and you are competitors, right? If my website takes 3 seconds to load and yours takes 1 second to load, Google's going to just love your website a lot more, especially with the bigger websites. If we've got like 900 plus pages, Google's just going to love coming back to your website a lot more, even if we've got the exact same backlinks, exact same content. So just make certain that your website is fully optimized. There's certain things that you can do, like you can do like server log analysis, like looking to see not just where humans are visiting your website, but where Googlebot actually hits your website. Like for example, Jet Octopus does a really good job of that.
Yeah, but also if you're working as in-house specialist, you can just provide a list of Google bots and ask your developers to create some kind of simple script which will send you notification when exactly Google visits your pages, for
Yep.
example.
Yeah,
At
exactly that.
least it will help you to analyze logs, how fast your pages are indexed after any changes. It's super important. But coming back to competitors, I would like to deep more in these topics. So firstly, the biggest mistake when you start analyzing your gaming competitors, you see, for example, Katana, like this huge website with really big authority. This is a great holding of companies with a huge staff. I mean, there are a lot of copywriters, and by the way, their copywriters take about £15 per 300 words. And probably when you start in doing your own website, you don't have such amount of budget. And this is really a huge website. And as you said, also, you can see some kind of local news website which are already bought but by some kind of company already. For example, you can go to New Jersey and you will see that top positions are totally occupied by local sport websites. So they are not your competitors, but the easiest way to find your competitors is go by the most relevant keywords and try to find young websites as yours. And probably it will help you to analyze a little bit better, because when you have DR 5 or 10, there is no reason to compare your website with Katana website.
Yeah.
It doesn't have sense, because this is a totally another story, another budget. And about budgets, I had a silly question for you. So I propose to think about what if we had $500, but you said me that it's impossible. What, on your opinion, is the real amount of budget where we can start with? I mean, probably when you start iGaming, you would like to purchase AMD domain. The cost of exact match domains is so high.
Yeah, with an exact match, you're probably looking at like 10, 15 grand plus. Like I remember one of the guys that I know, he sold one of the exact match domains a few years ago. It might have been like onlinecasinos.co.uk or something along those lines, and he got like 50K just for the domain. Like no links built to it, nothing, just exact match. So yeah, you can make a lot of money being a drop catcher as well.
Yeah, okay, so just highlighting. To purchase domain, you need a few K just from start. Second,
I think if I was to say you can do it with $500, it's just unrealistic. I'd rather be
yeah,
real with the listeners.
yeah, totally agree. Secondly, if you would like to write a content like Katana, I previously mentioned their prices. Why? Because I outreach their writers and they try to hire them in the past. I know definitely. The price is about £15 just for 300 words, and the average affiliate article is about at least 2 keywords.
Mm-hmm.
At least. And when you start affiliate website from scratch, just for launching a website, you need at least 25, 30 pages with affiliate articles. So you can count at least how much money do you need. And the last part is backlinks. And this is endless story, because you need links. You need a lot of links. And maybe coming back to backlinks, you can share with us your favorite link building strategy, or a few examples which inspired you, because I know that Parasite SEO works pretty well in these niches. So what we should focus on when we try to get a viral content?
Very quickly, going back to what you were saying before, Parasite SEO works. You just don't know how long it's going to continue working. So like the reason why I recommend doing Parasite SEO is, let's say you've got your website in position number 1 at the minute. If you were to able to get like a Parasite SEO page rank in position 2, you're essentially earning more money just by doing that. That's why I recommend it. From a business point of view, it just makes sense to focus on Parasite SEO if you're not already focusing on that at the minute. So like, try and get your website ranking, try and get your Parasite SEO pages ranking. But going back to the link building strategy, if I was to start doing link building today for a brand new like affiliate website, I would obviously recommend just focusing on the basics first. So get the foundational links out of the way. And I don't want to sound like a white hat, but getting like your social media profiles, like your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, because at the end of the day, we're not just building a website, we're trying to build a brand as much as we possibly can. So get your social media profiles out of the way. Then you've got like the web 2.0s. So for example, your blog spots, your Pinterests, Blogger, WordPress.org, stuff like that. And the reason why I'm saying you should focus on those as well is because you can actually start ranking your images if you've got all of your web 2.0s there as well. The next thing is getting like citations and like directory listings. And you might be thinking, oh, well, how many directory listings or citations is there for iGaming? Surprisingly, there's actually a lot. And some of them are actually free as well, which is like crazy in the iGaming world, because obviously iGaming links, you'll definitely be able to agree with this. Like a normal link is like, let's say $150, $200. An iGaming link is probably like $900.
Yeah.
Yeah. So being able to just get those, that can definitely help. And then that's when I would just start focusing on doing a lot of homepage links. So not like homepage PBN link, or well, I suppose you could do homepage PBN links, but links to your website's homepage, build out that brand. Like I would probably go as far as saying like the first maybe 100 referring domains to your website should just be going to your homepage. Once you've done that, you'll start to slowly see some pages like creep up, like maybe page 2, bottom of page 1. That's when I would then get an editor to go back into the content, add in like missing keywords, missing phrases that Google Search Consoles are basically telling you like, hey, you've had 10 impressions for this keyword. I would then actually add that into the actual content if it's not already there.
About homepage, there is a common mistake which I see in the SERP when people try to optimize the homepage for query, for example, play online casino. And they created a homepage with 7K words. What's your opinion on that? How we should build our homepage? Should we provide blogs, internal links, or should we create a huge long grid? Because I think that doesn't work.
If, say, for example, you've got an exact match domain, onlinecasinos.com, right? So in that case, I would be doing like, I would try to rank the homepage for online casinos, which would require the 7,000 words. However, if you're trying to build like a brand, for example, online casinos in the UK, in the top 10 or the top 3 results is 888 Casino, Grosvenor Casinos, and 32 Red. They're all brands, and it's not the homepage that's ranking for that specific phrase. So I would build out an actual proper homepage where you've got like links to your blogs, you've got like links to like the main supporting pages, but it completely comes down to like what you're trying to do. Like there's not a right or wrong. 32 Red, I'm looking right now, they have actually tried to optimize their homepage for the term online casinos, and they're doing really well. So it all comes down to like what your end objective is, and it also comes down to like what your backlinks are saying as well. So if a lot of your anchors are branded, then you might want to go for more of a branded homepage as a.
Okay. What do you think about homepage and internal links to your latest blog articles? Should it be fixed or should it be dynamic?
It should be dynamic. You'll see like a mixture of results. Like some, they do have like their actual home pages ranking. Some have got like their inner pages ranking. But to answer your question, this website does very well. And these are all dynamic links. So whenever like a news article's being posted, they're essentially like creating an internal link from their homepage to that blog article. The homepage of most websites is going to be like the most powerful. So, for example, if we take a look at their homepage here, as you can see, their homepage, if we do exact URL, so they've got 13,400 backlinks through to their homepage, and they've only got 2,000 referring domains.
When you're thinking about building a huge brand, a huge website, you should think as e-commerce SEO?
Yeah, so I said you can't be a lazy affiliate. I still stand by that. And what I mean is, like, I've landed on websites. There's one that comes to mind all the time when I speak about being a lazy affiliate. And whoever this person was, I don't know the person, but they had done like a travel blog, and they were like, oh yeah, you should check out this place and that place and this place. They've never even visited the place. So all the images were just AI generated. It was just long form content, so it was like 4,500 words per article. And it just made no sense. And that website was both earning very well, and it was also ranking very well at that time. So people like that, they just can't be lazy affiliates. Like, people say affiliate SEO is dead, and it's really not. Like, there's still so many affiliates that I know that earn a good money, but you just can't be a lazy affiliate. Now, what do I specifically mean by that? So, for example, what is an affiliate? So, an affiliate website, typically up until September 2023 HCU update, was I build a article for best gaming PCs. People would land on that page. They would then click off that page and go to Amazon or wherever. Right. That was typically the user journey, and I would consider that being a lazy affiliate. So what you can instead do is, I've seen it a lot on iGaming now, where people have built out like some of these JavaScript style tables, and it just makes the user experience so much better. I'm actually getting information that I wouldn't have got from any other website. So it's not just listing the affiliate links, you're actually listing other things to do with that gambling affiliate website. So, for example, have they got any upcoming offers? What have been previous offers of that gambling site? What's the typical payout? And then having that listed for like literally, I don't know, 60 gambling websites, but also then being able to sort by quickest payout to slowest payout. And it just rejigs it all. And I'm like, all right, brilliant. Like, I don't know, XYZ Casino has the quickest payout. Or you could sort it by deposit methods. So if I only want to look at casinos that accept PayPal, for example, I can just tick
Yeah.
PayPal, and instead of showing me 60 casinos, I'm now looking at, let's say, 17 casinos. There's stuff like that where you can't, or Google can't do that. So even now in certain phrases, I don't know if you've seen it yourself, but you can search up certain iGaming phrases. Google are actually showing the featured or the actual brands, so you don't even need to click on an affiliate website. You're like, oh right, okay, Bet365 do that special offer or whatever I'm looking for. I'll just go and click on that website. I don't even need to click an affiliate website. But if you're able to add in some uniqueness to your tables, for example, or to your images, I do think that this topic is slightly niche dependent, but that's what I would do, like, when it comes to like iGaming. So that's a couple things that I would be doing, trying to not label myself as a lazy affiliate.
Regarding low volume and low competition keywords, you mentioned some queries like PayPal Casino. Maybe we can also add no deposit bonus Casino, etc. But my question is, did you try to use and set up PPC campaigns just for tests to see what kind of keywords convert the best?
Yeah, so we've always done that. Not in iGaming though, because we kind of already know like a lot of the terms that we should go after. Like, we've got like really strong relationships with our affiliate managers, and they will tell us like, hey, look at this website here, it's crushing it, and then we'll be able to like reverse engineer some of our strategies or some of their strategies. One thing that I would say though is we've ran PPC for not an iGaming. This is a different industry, and our rankings increased. So it is slightly pay to win. If your rankings decrease, go and give, I don't know, a couple grand to Google via PPC, and they'll they'll give you some higher rankings. Now, the reason why we believe that they're doing that is it's not necessarily like we're paying Google. It's more so you're getting more clicks through to your website, more engagements, more time on the website being spent. So it's not directly because we've paid Google. I wish that was the case where we could just pay them like 10K and they rank our website, but it's not the case.
Let's talk a little bit about AI. AI.
Yeah.
So, how do you personally use it
Oh,
with your team?
it,
With your team?
I use it for everything.
Yeah, of course.
So, for example, I've got casualdash.com. I've not hired any content writers. I actually don't mind writing content at times, but I don't know what it's like for yourself, but like I'll write something and I'm like, this is just too long, and I'll just literally run it through ChatGPT and I'll be like, right, make this more concise, make it more SEO friendly. So there are certain things that I've used it for. Other things that the team use it for. So for progressive optimization, like they'll go to a specific URL and they will see like, okay, we're missing these, or what they'll basically do, go to a specific URL, see which keywords they're getting impressions for, export the list of keywords, put those keywords into ChatGPT, put our content into ChatGPT and say like, the first prompt will be something like, which keywords do I not have on the page? It would then might list like 20 keywords. Then they would basically try and work those keywords into the actual content. Like they could potentially use AI for it, or they could do it manually as well. So there's certain stuff like that. I know that my video editors, in some cases, they're using AI to splice up videos. Like they're not using AI to edit the video because I feel like the captions and stuff like that are sometimes a bit off. But to splice,
There are separate tools which are pretty well. They're
right? Okay,
paid, but there is a tool which called Sonic's AI,
right,
and but basically I'm using it for this podcast episode as well. So in case, just a small hack for you guys who are writing content for affiliate or any kind of niches. So your task is go to YouTube and find the best performed videos on your topic. Then upload those YouTube links to transcript these videos into text. Of course, it will do some mistakes, probably. It depends on pronunciation. But in general, ChatGPT can deal with it. Then you export those files as TXT files, go to ChatGPT, or even better, go to Notebook LM. I don't know why people don't talk about Notebook LM, because this is the great tool. You can upload all these files and analyze and do whatever you want to enhance and improve the quality of your texts. For example, that's good because I'm not a native speaker and try to be as native as I can, because sometimes I do mistakes and sometimes I even use, oh God, forgive me, I use M dash because I'm just checking my grammar with ChatGPT. So when you see a message from me with M dash, that means that I wrote this message in Ukrainian. But never mind. If you're not a native speaker, it's super important for you how you can improve your text, because this is a common challenge when you try to work with some kind of niches and you try to improve your text. And for me, for example, in the heart of or delve into or deep into, it's kind of normal because it was in my school. But for nowadays, I realized that those words are quite uncommon. In these cases, you can use additional kinds of transcription tools, analyze videos, because basically Google for today analyze videos content. But with a little bit of magic with ChatGPT and prompts and a few steps, you can really improve your article quality and make it more human.
yeah, definitely. How do you find the translation from Ukrainian to English?
When I try to pitch out some kind of journalist, I try to write a message in Ukrainian in my native language to highlight all my punches, subject lines, etc. And then I go to ChatGPT and asking, I'm sorry, but I'm asking, hey, ChatGPT, translate this outreach email in Team Solo style.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I have in Claude a few writing styles. All of you guys, I have your own prompts. I
Right,
mean,
okay.
I upload all of the videos of YouTube bloggers, famous writers. My favorite one is Tim Solo, just because he's also Ukrainian, by the way.
Mm.
So I upload all his old articles and asking Claude to improve my speech writing style, aka Team Solo style, and that works. So if you're not a native speaker, please use this kind of technique. It works pretty well.
I have used Alex Hormozy in the past. I feel like he has a very good way of explaining a difficult topic in a very easy and understandable way. So that's why I always just use him, because it's like I'm always probably talking about like something like advanced.
I think that a lot of tools, some kind of AI detection tools, they do not work pretty well.
No.
And on SEO Mastery Summit, there was a great speaker about how Google detects AI. And in a nutshell, even if you rewrite all of your texts, Google can detect that the text is done by AI, by some kind of the structure and the predictive model of word phrasing.
One thing that I would also say as well, that there's thresholds to everything. So like building one toxic link, it's not going to penalize your website. Building maybe 5,000 toxic links, you'll probably get like a manual action. Uploading one AI content that's like really bad won't destroy your entire website. Uploading 500 articles that are all AI that are really bad.
I also like what you said on the this podcast about images. And I would like to continue this discussion of images because firstly, I totally agree. When we are building iGaming websites, people often forget about image traffic, but I really believe that image traffic can bring you some cheap organic traffic as well. Probably the conversion of this traffic will not be the best, that's true, but it's additional possibility for you. So let's highlight the main steps how you should optimize your images.
Yeah, so we'll start off with like the stuff that people would probably know, and that is naming your image. Some e-commerce stores, for example, they might have just went and hired like a photographer. They might have like 6,000 shoes or whatever, and the image, it might be like DCIM 5542.jpg or whatever, and that's what they just upload through to their website. Now, that no, we know nothing about that image. We know that it's a shoe, but we don't know what type of shoe. Is it like is it a Nike trainer? Is it Adidas? Is it Puma? What is it? So try and name your actual image in corresponding to like what the actual product or what the actual page is. So in that case, I might call it like the Adidas 4428 or whatever the actual shoe is, .png or .jpg. That's when I would upload it. The alt text is also important. So again, I would keep that very similar to what your actual image file name is. So if it's like the 445 running shoe by Adidas, that's what I would call it, the Adidas 445 running shoe, for example. That's what I would alt text it up as. There's other things as well that you can do which help. So you can overlay the image with the actual name of the actual file name. So you could have like a little blue banner right at the bottom with the actual text. If the text around the image just doesn't make any sense at all, it's not going to rank. The subheading above the image also helps. So going back to iGaming, if we're trying to rank an image for Bet365 and the subheading above the image is talking about something completely different, let's say it's talking about Megaway slots, you're gonna struggle to rank that image. The subheading above the image is also matching the what the actual image is about. And then you could do like some social sharing gigs. So there's a lot of them. You can like upload it to like your Pinterest, your Tumblr, your social media. You can upload it through to, there's an image sharing gig on like Fiverr. I think it's like $10. The ODYS podcast might have a few extra bits, but that's because I had just come off stage and I'd presented that on stage. So it was like 7 or 8 bullet points that I mentioned. But everything that I've mentioned there, you should probably be able to rank your image, unless you're in like a pretty tough industry. You might need a few extra bits.
You can also add probably image object to your schema, because it's
Yeah.
a common mistake when people create an article, for example, a long read article, and they mention only the cover image of the article in schema. But what about other images? You can also mention them in your schema as a subject, or for example, or image file. So you can provide all dimensions of these images, open graph as well, because when people will share these images, they will just look nice. And kind of very, very advanced technique to, if you have your own unique images, probably it's not about iGaming, but okay, just to let you know, you can use also IPTC metadata, because when your content will be stolen, for example, and republished on another website, you have an inner settings of your image which shows in Google that this is a property of this website, this is a copyright of this website. And website who is stealing your images, they cannot change those settings because they are somewhere inside.
Yeah.
Probably it's not common for iGaming because it's very hard to get unique images, but it's kind of your techniques which you can use additionally, because then you can use DMCA
Yeah.
as a kind of to protect your strategy.
If you're doing like guest posts and link building, you can actually use your image on that article, and then it's basically getting embedded on other websites, and that also helps. It's almost like doing link building for your images. So
Yeah.
that's another strategy that you could go down.
That's a good point to mention that we have a video with Jabez on about image link building. I will put it here. Thank you. And one more technical question about CMS. What do you think about WordPress in general? Does it good to start? And what are the most common technical issues which you face with working on WordPress?
If you're not using the tags, you're making certain that they're set as like noindex.
Thank you. I think that was super helpful for people. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment.
I'll be active in the comments, so if you guys do have any questions, I will happily reply back to you all.
Just a few more questions before we finish. The biggest mistake which you did, and this mistake teach you a lot.
My team recently, we redesigned the website, and we made certain that like all the pages, like the same URL structure. We even moved the images from the old site to the new site, so even the image URLs were the exact same, and the content was all the same. So everything was perfect. We then set the new website live, and maybe like 30 days go by, and we're like, why is the traffic like massively going down? And we realized that the noindex tag was still set. So yeah, that was a funny one.
I think the biggest way to succeed, to build your own websites as well. It doesn't mean that you should to start your affiliate website. Just create any kind of pet project. Just learn how to promote this website, especially when you don't have a budget. In these cases, you become more creative, and you will probably during this process, you will be inspired how to promote your business website, for example. So I think this is the biggest advantage.
One
Okay.
other thing as well. Let's say, for example, if we're analyzing a load of websites, we want to make certain that like our content is like the best content. Sometimes the best article is actually on like page 2 of Google, like the
Yeah.
position 1, position 2, position 3. There might be a variety of different reasons as to why they're position 1, 2, and 3. They might have really good technical, they might have really good backlinks, they might have really good topical authority. So don't just look at positions 1 to 10 and think, okay, 1's got the best content, 2 as the second best, third position as the third best, because in some cases it's actually not. Like this is a
Mhm.
topic that I was speaking to Kyle Roof on, and you explain that to some people, and they're like, "Ah, yeah, that makes sense," but to other people, it's like completely alien. They just do not get it. They're like, "What do
Mhm.
you mean? Position 14 has the best content?" No, position 1 has, and it's like, no. Position 14 has the best content, but it's got the worst backlinks. So in some cases, I do get questions like, "What's better, content or links?" And I'm like, "I'd rather just have both."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining me for today. For me, it was super inspiring and useful. I hope that for you guys, it was useful as well. So just to remind you, if you are going to Manchester in the end of June, you can receive first 2 people can receive discount
Yep.
with promo code collaborator, right?
Yep.
Good. Thank you very much and see you in next episode. Bye bye.